Okay, this to me feels like a tradition in my mom's kitchen.
Oh, that's
is
so
making
wonderful.
the Meltaway cookies, but we're bringing them to you from Jimmy the Baker, who brings us always the best, whether it's his rolls or crumble cake. Jimmy the Baker is bringing us and bringing you 2 1/4 pound box of lemon or walnut Meltaway cookies. That 2 1/4 pound, that's about 36 cookies.
Yes, about that.
Right?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so you're gonna make your choice between all shipped to you and either the walnut, which I love.
Oh, classic.
This is like how my mom would make them.
Yes.
With walnuts coated in powdered sugar, and it would look like plumes of powdered sugar
Yes.
covering the kitchen. You have your choice of walnut or your choice of lemon. So if you want something with that touch of brightness, maybe it's just for that after dinner treat, because remember, you don't have to turn on the oven. You get a perfect, decadent cookie right out of the gate. Now, you're already nuts about walnut, which is what I would order. That one's already been very, very popular, but Mimi Mackenzie's hanging with us. Jimmy the Baker has been with us many years at QVC. He left Wall Street to bake.
Yes, that's absolutely true.
Now, I've often heard Jimmy say he won't just do any cookies, because cookies are actually very hard to perfect the recipe consistently.
Yes, especially on the size, because as you know, Jimmy likes to bake big. And Jimmy is America's hometown baker, but boy, has he perfected the Meltaway cookie, because as Allie was saying, her mother used to make them, my mother used to make them, but it's his process. This is an all butter Meltaway cookie that is tender and rich with those beautiful walnuts. Every single bite has a beautiful piece of walnut or the lemon, but it's his process, because when these are baked, you can see how lightly baked they are on the bottom, because they're not brown, they're not burnt, and the process of double enrobing in the powdered sugar. So when they come out of the oven, they are enrobed in the powdered sugar and then cooled and then enrobed again. You cannot miss the powdered sugar. So absolutely delicious.
There's this perfect balance, Mackenzie, or Mimi, of
that's okay.
I went by your last name.
That's okay.
But Mimi, by this like crumble, right? And like dryness,
right.
but then it melts, and you know there's butter in it. So it's this like crunch of a cookie, but melting away. Like, and it's done beautifully.
And that's because this is an
like
all butter Meltaway cookie, and it's designed to melt in your mouth. Because when vendors use margarine or shortening, it gets waxy.
Let's be honest.
This is not waxy. It is cheaper.
It's cheaper.
And don't talk to Jimmy about being cheaper or baking small, because these Meltaway cookies, let me just show you how big they are too, because Allie was saying you get about 36 per 2 1/2. Look at how big this is. Bigger than a half dollar.
Were like half that size. But I always loved, like, the kitchen would be a mess with powdered sugar. You know, it's the kind of dessert, like, indulge in. If it gets on your lips, like, who cares?
Yeah.
But remember, you can pull just one out of the box and have it for yourself, or serve it up. It could be afternoon tea. It could be milk and cookies with the grandkids when they come over and watch a movie this summer. $39.98 gets you that whole 2 1/4 pound box. Now here's the deal. Many of you are nuts about walnut. Ha ha ha. It's been really popular. That's the choice that I would make. But we also have that lemon as well.
Yes,
we'll talk
I want to
more
talk
about that flavor.
Yes.
But the lemon is going to be one of our more limited choices. Free shipping on handling from Jimmy the Baker. He doesn't just bring us any cookie. If he's going to do a cookie, he's going to do it right. And that perfect nostalgic cookie of a Meltaway cookie, or sometimes known as like a wedding cookie.
Yes, or a Mexican hat. There's so many different ways.
Everybody has their own like little name for them, but you know what they are? Delicious.
His signature lemon. Oh, I would love to. So his signature recipe on the lemon uses a bright lemon oil. It is not tart, but you cannot miss the lemon in the lemon Meltaway. And it plays beautifully off of the powdered sugar. Now, his dough is simply flour, butter, a little pinch of salt, of course that lemon oil. Look at the layers. I want to point that out.
Beautiful.
Because you have to get this to rise, even though it's what we call in the industry a short dough. And so yes, you're getting that beautiful sweet tart. Yes,
it's a hint of
exactly.
Of lemon, a hint of the tartness.
Exactly.
This is really nice too after a heavier dinner, and you want like a bright lemon treat.
Yes,
this is perfect.
It's a great
like a big heavy
cleanser.
Dessert. But a Meltaway, I mean, maybe 2 Meltaways.
It's a lovely palate cleanser, especially during the summer months, and especially for outdoor entertaining. It's absolutely lovely. And the walnut is very rich. So you are getting the the vanilla. You are also getting those beautiful California walnuts that he hand chops. I mean, look, I'm just randomly breaking these. You cannot miss the walnuts. It is absolutely fantastic. And the bake-off is perfection.
You know, I remember growing up, I didn't know these cookies were a thing. I just knew these were the cookies my mom made. You know, and she coated them in powdered sugar, and they were so delicious. Think about sending this to somebody that you love.
Oh, yes,
because this
absolutely.
tastes like my childhood. It tastes like home. When Mom would make cookies and she'd box them up and send them to her friends. Now Jimmy's doing it for you. He's perfected the recipe, and you don't have to clean all the powdered sugar out of your kitchen because it all comes already done.
That is so funny. So what I want to mention to you about how Jimmy ships these, they come in a box, and as you can see, they're cello wrapped on the inside, about 36 cookies. But to make sure that you receive them perfect, he puts bubble wrap around this and then puts them in another box. So if you are doing a bill to, ship to, or you're sending these as a gift, you will have complete confidence that these will arrive in perfect condition. Now, when you do receive them, we want you to put them in the refrigerator or the freezer because obviously it's 90 to 100 degrees outside.
And there's a lot of butter in the
and there's a
recipe.
lot of butter, exactly, and they'll be perfectly fine. Absolutely.
How do you like to enjoy your Meltaway best?
So, well, I'll answer for Jimmy. Jimmy loves to dunk, and he loves them cold. So he will dunk them in a glass of whole milk and take a bite here and there. Back in the bakery. For myself, as you can see, Allie, I've already started on our coffee.
Cup of coffee.
it's halfway gone at this point.
Tea, iced tea even. It could be, you know, it's summer, so maybe it's cold milk, maybe it's iced tea, your coffee.
Yeah.
To just have one little sweet indulgent, you know, I love sweet treats.
Well,
and I always appreciate when I can kind of just grab a cookie.
Yes.
If I want to, mid-afternoon, I'll sit down, I'll kind of pause for the day, take a moment.
It is a pause.
Because sometimes it's kind of busy. The rush of the morning, at least for me, my mornings are madness, getting kids off to summer camp and packing lunch and did you put sunscreen on? And then the pickup again until dinner time feels like madness again. This could be that little moment, that little treasure in the middle of the day.
Absolutely.
Where you have a favorite drink and a delicious Meltaway cookie.
So if you're going to indulge, you want to indulge in Jimmy the Baker's Meltaway cookies, along with some of his other cookies, but these are absolutely exceptional. Look at the bake, all butter, the lemon oil that does not evaporate in the bake-off process as a lemon extract would. Then it's and then it's double rolled in the powdered sugar, once warm, once cold. But the butter tells the story because that's what's really melting on your tongue along with the powdered sugar. Absolutely
Walnut
exquisite.
choice, really, really popular. You've been nuts about it. We have walnut. Then your choice of the lemon. Lemon's the most limited. They come beautifully boxed, ready to indulge in. Just put them in the fridge or the freezer. $39.98, free shipping and handling. Baby, you're the best. M133852. Thanks so much for hanging with us. All right, Mimi's gonna help me make sure I don't have powdered face all over my mouth. Meanwhile, we've got another one-time only price you do not want to miss. If you love dining out but you hate a big bill, come on into this specialty moment where you're going to get to experience the most delicious shrimp.
And they're my favorite. I love shrimp. And when I tell you, these